What's up, world? It's Thursday. Another day, another topic. Today's topic is something we all take for granted: automobile safety. But hey, it's really more on the history of automobile safety and a little bit about today. It's a good day, of course it is, except it's a crappy, rainy ass day. And there's tornado watches until 11 p.m. Alright. So to begin, cars originated in Germany around the World Wars, around the early 1920s, except they were rigid pieces of steel. They did not contain any windshield wipers or blinkers of any type of safety regulation, since safety regulations weren't around yet. As you can imagine, the death toll was really high, and someone felt like they had to do something about this. So who stepped in first? Well, it was Volvo. In the 1930s, they invented safety glass. When a scientist accidentally dropped a glass beaker and it didn't shatter when it hit the ground. So he put these material in between two pieces of glass, and we got tempered glass, which ended up saving about 150,000 lives in the first year. Now remember, not very many people had cars back then, so 150,000 lives is something pretty spectacular. Now, as time started to progress, not a lot of people know this, but as cars got faster, stock home racing or stock car racing, NASCAR, whatever you want to call it, really all got started due to the moonshining business. Yes, I thought this was interesting too, but you know, they're the first people that had to outrun the laws during Prohibition during this time. So these people souped up their cars, learned how to make their cars really fast, and the Southerners, moonshiners slash bootleggers, dominated these races. Now, up until this point, all major car manufacturing companies were marketing towards style and speed, and this will get you all the ladies and stuff. But then, after all these people started dying, they really started focusing on safety. Now, along with the technology of faster engines and cold air intakes and all that sort of stuff, cars got even more dangerous and more deadly, as you may say. So they started using crash test dummies so they could make cars safer. So what were the first crash test dummies? Human cadavers. How screwed up is that? They used to wrap bodies and put them into car simulations and wreck them. Hey, the reason they wrapped these bodies is so they didn't screw up the people crashing them into the walls. Needless to say, this was a very gruesome act. That I forgot to mention, they used live people at first, but they couldn't withstand the pain. That's why they used cadavers, and then that's what eventually led to the $150,000 crash test dummy that we use today. Now, the science behind these crash test dummies cannot be overestimated. They help lead to crumple zones, which help disperse the energy around a person so they don't end up taking all the energy, breaking their bones on impact. It spreads around. Everybody knows what crumple zones are. If you don't, what the hell am I explaining this for? Now, along with these crumple zones also came other safety features, such as shock-absorbing steering wheels so people didn't break their ribs, and headrests so people didn't get whiplash quite as often. But then Volvo decided to step back in because, let's just face it, people are ignorant. They don't like to do what they're told. Anyway, so they made seat belts, but these were the 2-point seat belts. This one across your chest. So when you got in an accident, you slid underneath it and it broke your neck and ended up killing more people than they saved. This actually led to a myth among people that it was actually better to get in a wreck and fly out your windshield or out of your car than to get restrained or stopped by your safety belt. Fucking stupid people. But now Volvo, being the polite, ethical company they are, unlike GM, who left out all their safety equipment, that's why they went bankrupt. But he created this 3-point safety belt, you know, the one that goes across and over, so it stops, helped save many lives. That was in the 60s. Also around this time, they started making convertibles very popular in not only America, but across the entire world. Back in the 60s, there was this famous actor. I really have no idea what the hell his name was, but he was in a convertible accident and died. So then they invented roll bars to protect people from rolling convertibles. But everyone knows what roll bars are for. Let's get into airbags. Airbags are the #1 invention that has saved lives during car accidents and killed them. but that was when they first came out. Of course, Volvo, who spends millions of dollars perfecting their safety features, they made airbags safer for the average person, making them deploy quicker using solid rocket propellants, other stuff, another video. Really, I probably won't be able to explain that more in another video, considering discussing how to make solid rocket propellants or other type of rocket science is probably illegal for me to do. Anyway, so the problem with these airbags is that they were decapitating little children and little females or adults. Now, as you can imagine, there's not much they can do about this except don't put your kid in the front seat, and if you weigh under 110 pounds or so, don't sit in the front seat. Now, what they did add is weight-sensitive deployment systems. So if you are a lightweight person, it'll adjust the inflation of that airbag so it doesn't pop you in the face, break your teeth, break your neck, fly you against the back of the car, or especially when you're flipping around. It can get pretty bad. Once again, getting back to Volvo, I don't even have a Volvo. They're just pretty special when it comes to safety. They included side airbags and head airbags because they found out if you get hit from the side, that's when you get put in a coma. You hit your head real hard, the two hemispheres of your brain separate, stretch apart, they bleed, you go into a coma. If you're lucky enough, you wake up a freaking vegetable. So as you can see from this video, we take a lot of stuff for granted every time we get in our cars. If you've gotten a car back in the 20s, if you haven't gotten an accident, you pretty much died because the glass from the windshield probably didn't only lacerate your face, the car either probably exploded or flipped over or some sort of catastrophic event like that. I mean, they didn't even have regulations for 30 years after cars were invented, so that means cars were running into each other, there were no stop signs, there were no red lights, there were no yielding to pedestrians, so people got hit by pedestrians. So a few safety features were little pop-up hoods that went up on your hood, so when you hit somebody, they went down and it absorbed their energy. Fucking stupid is that. That's why that never made it. But on another note, they have a couple other things that they added, or that they're going to add into cars and that sort of thing in the future. Just so you know, when a patent comes out for a car, it takes 15 years for that patent to get put into production. So everything that's coming out this year really happened 15 years ago. But, you know, so the auto braking systems, the auto parking systems, the sleep awakening systems that play loud music or spray with cold air or miss you with some water, yeah, that was all invented 15 years ago. Those reverse mirrors or cameras that they put on the back of your car for when you're reversing, yeah, that stuff was invented around the first time of computers, or really cameras. Now, if only there was some way to get past all these regulations and laws, but really there isn't, because that's what makes the society safe. This is a safety video. Safety takes time. If you take shortcuts, you're going to end up killing people, like Bridgestone Tires and Firestone and all those other companies that you hear on the radio. Get these tires for really, really cheap for Christmas because they'll blow up on your ass and fucking kill you. No, I'm just kidding, people. Sorry about the language. Anyway, that's all I got. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see y'all later.